This week's show has two big ebook promotion sites joined together. Are the principles of what they do by chasing the clicks really effective, or are we creating a bargain bin mentality for indies? And is that devaluing our own worth? We'll discuss this and more with our roundtable discussion panel. Then, as Theo Cannon welcomes her niece into this world, we welcome a chance to get a small sneak peek and a reminder of the importance of laughter with the guys at the Indie Mayhem. Then in our final 5 minutes, AJ Mullican slithers in some irresistible monstrosities in her final 5 minutes. So sit back, grab some coffee, and get ready to talk about those issues and more. For This Week in Indies, here's your host, Joe Compton. Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Week in Indies for May 1st. God, it's already May. Unbelievable. Welcome to this show, and we've got a great show for you. I do want to start things off talking about something very important and a little bit of a call to action to indies out there for a friend of mine, a friend of ours, really. And so I wanted to talk about that, and then we'll get to the roundtable and the mayhem that we'll pursue today, not only with the indie mayhem, but we also have 5 minutes that you're not going to want to miss today. So, but that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit and recognize that right now a friend of ours is going through some tough times. And she's incredible, just amazing contributor to the indie community. She's somebody I've known a very long time, one of my dearest and oldest indie friends out there. And we've been talking for a very long time, and we just happened to do an episode, and I'm really glad that we did, because we did talk a lot about what's what she's facing, and that is she's saying goodbye to her mother, and that's my friend Lily Luchesi, and she has a GoFundMe out there right now that's going to help her get through this tough time. And if you can contribute, that's awesome. If you can't, I have the link in there. Please share the link out there to everybody so that they can, somebody might be able to contribute and help out. But it's really great that's, her friends put this together for her. And she's so important to our community. She runs Partners in Crime book services. So if you need something, this would be a good time to jump on board. She is still doing work while she's dealing with this, which is amazing. Just shows you what kind of person that she is and how great she is. And she's doing her services. So if you need something done, if you have something you got planned in the future, if you could, do like an advance to help her out, and then she'll get the service done for you. That's something you can also do. And the link again is in the description. You can see the email there and the services that they provide over at Partners in Crime. If you don't know Lily and you don't know about her and her mom have run that service, Partners in Crime, since it started. Her mom was instrumental in getting her started in her career as an author. And her mom is an awesome businesswoman, has been for a very long time. She is just she changed the music industry, really, and helped promote so many great rock bands in her time. And she was so important to a lot of bands out there. Some you've heard of, like Aerosmith and Rat and bands like that. So Annie Smith was, has been a trailblazer in that regard. And so, it's sad what's going on, and I don't want to go into details. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to help my friend and get my friend, some opportunities to, to be helped out. We're a community, and I just wanted to make sure that as a community, we help those who need help, and and a time when they need us the most. So if you can, that's great. If you can't, please do share. We would really appreciate that. It means a lot. But Lily, we're thinking of you, and we've got your back. And whatever you need, we're here. That being said, I do also want to mention something very on a happier note. On a nice, we're missing a key member of our team this week in CL Cannon. That's because her niece was born last night, or actually born Friday night into Saturday morning. And so congratulations to Courtney and her sister, and welcome to her niece into this world. And for that reason, there will not be an indie connection, but we've made up for that because we have an incredible look at an incredible show that we've been putting out there, and that's the Indie Mayhem. And we'll have a little sneak preview of that a little bit later on. And with that being said, I'm bringing the panel here and welcome everybody to the roundtable discussion. It's nice of you all to be here. Thank you so much for being here. And with that being said, let's go around the room and say hello to everybody. I'm just going to go down the list of how I look at it. So, David, you're going to start us off, sir.
Hey, how's it going? I'm David Green. I am in Galway, Ireland, and I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me on again.
Awesome. Rod?
Hello, my name's Ron O'Lar. I write fantasy and science fiction, humor, and I'm also one of the creators and hosts of Indie Mayhem, the game show.
Awesome. Welcome. All right, AJ?
I'm AJ Mullican. I write paranormal romance, dystopian sci-fi with romance, and Lily designed my logo. So
cool.
If you had any questions about whether or not she can do a good job with that, she absolutely does. It was a great working with her. So that's not just props for me, that's props for her, because she designed something that I was very, very happy with.
Nice. Awesome. All right, Maddie?
Hey guys, I'm Madeline Dale, and I've got, oh man, it disappears. Of course, all these books. I wrote those.
Oh, there you go.
Fantasy, romance, adventure, and I've been at soccer tournaments all morning, so you guys get me post-soccer game. So, which my son's team ended up third. He got a medal, so I was excited. But you can find all my stuff here at this website. So, yeah.
Way to go, Harrison.
Yeah.
Yay. More good news out there. All right, Karina?
Hi everyone, I'm Karina Gantus. I'm a prolific author. I write in most fiction genres. I'm also a podcaster, filmmaker, booktuber, and I'm also the host of the Artist First Radio Network on Author Assist radio show. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, we've got a nice crowd here. There's A.L. Mengel, our friend Miss Alicia's out there. Paul Williams is out there. Esty Houston is out there, and she asked, does Lily help author websites who don't rhyme in the kind of genre? Yes, she does. Yes, she's actually writes in paranormal romance mostly, and she also does sweet romance. She's prolific in genre writing. She does a lot of different genres, so she does help with a lot of that. So she helps with anything really. She'll do anything, but check out what she does there because it's really cool. And Anita's here too. I saw Anita in here earlier. There you go. There's Anita. Hello, Anita. And welcome everybody. It's a good crowd for what I think is going to be an interesting topic. So earlier in the week, I had found out about another merger. These companies just want to get together. But it's a site. It's two sites really that do ebook promotion and then, author services, which, it's debatable whether or not that's the legit area that we're going, that it's about. But these two sites are merging together to put it in their, services together and put a bigger presence out there. I will mention, in fairness to them, even though we're going to be talking in some respects not so nicely, maybe, they are certified by Ally as a legitimate business. So take that for what it's worth. I wanted to mention that. But these two sites have come together and they do ebook promotion. They do only promotions that you have to put your book either on free status or 99-cent status. So, I wanted to kind of talk about that aspect of it I know Karina has some things she wants to say about it. But I also want to talk a little bit more about what that means for us as authors. I tend to think that there's this idea that people are going after the clicks, going after the rankings and things like that, things that really are arbitrary in the long run. I mean, for a short burst, those are nice, and there's also strategies behind when you make a book free and those things as well. But for the most part, this saturates a marketplace that doesn't need saturating, doesn't need that. And I think ultimately it deters authors from pricing their books a little higher and getting what they're worth. And so I look at that. I looked at all of your Amazon. I know most of your Amazon because you guys, I do a lot with you guys. So, and you all seem to have a nice sweet spot for pricing. So I'm kind of curious, with the piracy issues going on, with Book Talk saying, you should be doing this for free, that for free, all these things that are going on to kind of devalue our worth. How important do you look at worth in terms of, have you found a sweet spot for the pricing? Do you feel like there is a little bit of misinformation with doing these sites? Do you frequent these? Where you stand in that aspect of things?
Yeah, everybody takes a breath and waits. Fuck.
So you're first.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. I thought it was funny.
You're good, AJ. Go ahead and take it away because,
Okay.
there's a comment down here that really caught my attention that I kind of
Okay.
pop in here.
I had not heard of either of these sites until we got the link to the article about the merger and everything. I do not generally put my books. I've got some that are free for sign up for, they're novellas, short stories, free for signing up for my newsletter. Like a little, here's a taste, have some of this, read if you like it, buy some stuff. I will on occasion for certain special occasions, anniversaries of book release, my birthday, because I can. I'll have a book be free for like 5 days. I think Amazon lets you do, like for promo, and I'll kind of like splatter it out everywhere. Hey, this is free. Go pick it up while you can. But I usually only do it for first in series, and all the other ones. I actually recently, it's about 6-8 months ago, increased my prices by a few dollars on my books, ebooks and paperbacks, because I felt I was undervaluing myself with my pricing the way I had it.
Picking a price is really hard because like the whole 99 cents, there's like a ton of authors that have books, like full books at 99 cents. And a lot of people just buy them because they're cheap, or like the whole free thing about them like, because they're free. And it's frustrating because you like make nothing off of that. And like the comment down here that really caught my attention, I'm going to pull it up. That's a really good price, but I feel like I struggle getting sales at $4.99, which is with my books. So and honestly, the company that we are discussing today, I hadn't heard of it either till like the article. So
yeah. I think it really depends as well where you are in your career, I suppose. There's a big. I mean, I didn't mention before when I introduced myself that I write epic fantasy and urban fantasy, which are two really competitive genres, especially on price point. And there's always, especially in the indie sphere, there's a real kind of race for a lot of people to get that series together so you can do a box set. And the box set is often the thing that gets promoted the most. But then there's a pressure then to promote the box set at 99 cents as well, where you're having some people that are under quite big name indie authors that will regularly promote like a four book box set for 99¢, and that's when the sales come in. But you can get away with it a little bit more. I think if you are more established, you can get away with that higher price. I think particularly in epic fantasy and urban fantasy, if you're a new author, if you come out with a price point like $5.99 or $6.99 or something like that, then you're not going to get much traction, and you are almost funneled into these promotion sites where you are either selling your work for a pound or a euro or a dollar, or for free. Which is sad, really, because a lot of people, especially debut authors, have probably worked on the first book. It's the book that they've worked on for the longest, and will be the book that they've work on for the longest, and whatever it is else they do, because it's their first book, and they're having to devalue it to a certain extent to get people to read it in the first place, because people don't know who they are. So it's a double-edged sword, because obviously you want people to read your work. That's why you're writing it. But you're going into such a competitive market where if you are an unknown author and you're having to put your first book for the 99¢, bracket, and then you're going up against a large named author with a box set for the same price, it just distorts the market quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, David. It's definitely a double-edged sword. You've got people taking the 99¢ book or the free book, download it on their Kindle, probably never going to read it. Might have been the 99¢ book because they've paid for it, they might read it, but the free book gets lowered and lowered when more are piled on top. Then you have those that look at a 99¢ book and think, well, it can't be that good. And so they're looking for more expensive books, thinking they're going to get better quality. Now, I've done both. I've been in KU, I've done free books, I've done 99¢, I'll never do it again. I'm now with $2.99 on release day and $4.99 for a normal book. And I've sold more since I put my prices up than I ever did at 99¢.
Same. I actually have found that I sell more, increasing by a couple bucks. I sell more and get more traction. And maybe that notion that this is a 99¢ book, it's not worth anything. So maybe if I make my book worth what I feel it should be worth, they think it's worth it too then.
Exactly.
That's what I've done. I've priced each of my books at $1 million. And I haven't sold any, but if I do, it'll be great. Just one. I'm just kidding. As a reader, for me, I read fairly quickly. And so I go through a lot of books. And before I was in, a Kindle Unlimited customer, I looked for free books. And I stopped doing that because I didn't find a ton of books I liked. But I was more willing to try a new author, and even in a genre that was new to me, for 99¢. And then if I liked them, I bought all their books. So that is the plan I'm using. I mean, right now my writing marketing plan is in the reader acquisition phase. And so I'm happy to have the first book of each series be 99¢. I don't give stuff away for free, except for a short story for a reader magnet for my newsletter list. But yeah, I think free appeals to people who only want free and they never do anything else. That's true. I do have my Only Ron account. That's where I make most of my money.
So jeez, I feel bad for SD Houston now that you just put that line out there, but but she mentions this is her strategy, and I priced my first series for free launch weeks, but then the second I priced at 99¢. Third book comes out in June, and so it's kind of gone through that, the progression that she's put out there. She doesn't know how well it will do because she is a new author. And then A.L. Mengel said the pricing structure for my sci-fi series starts at 99¢. The first book, $1.99 for book 2, $2.99 for book 3, and $4.99 for the final novel. So gradually bringing it up. And then Maddie breaking the fourth wall asked what would be a good price for the box set.
Curious.
Well, I've got one that I'm planning to do this summer, and I've been told to do it at 99 cents, and I'm like,
No,
but they're
don't.
$4.99 a piece as
No,
by the
don't do it,
and I'm
though.
like, and then somebody suggested, well, just do it like a pre-order, like until like launch day. And I'm like, but that's when you get most of the orders. Like, you want to get most of the orders. And I'm like, I'm not super worried about it being a bestseller because honestly, I want to make money off of it. Like, so
I tell you, go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
So yeah, the flip side to that is I know I won't mention his name, but he's quite a big name indie fancy author, and he has his series split into 2 box sets. So you can get them individually as well. So he has one book 1 to 4, and then 5 to 8. And he will when he does like kind of twice a year, like a really big advertising push. He'll do various different promotions on them all the time, but twice a year he does 2 big advertisement pushes when he advertises them at 99 cents and then $4.99 for the other box set. And he sells about 3,000 of them every time that he does it. Like it goes really, really well for him. But then he is quite a big. He has thousands of reviews on his books as well, and he's built his audience up that way. And that's what I was saying before. It really depends on it. For me, I think I've seen a lot of these sites, and I think it is good to get promotion. But I think, especially if you're a first-time author or you're very, very early, reviews are the most important thing, and word of mouth, because you can throw a load of money at and bring your price down at something, but when people click on it and it's got no reviews, or if it's got 1 or 2 reviews, people tend not to buy them because it's like, well, I don't know if this is any good or not. So I mean, that's something that people kind of rush into is, let's spend money on advertising lists. Let's spend money on going onto one of these promotion sites. And it should be, it's kind of skipping the hard legwork of getting your book reviewed first, which is the hardest thing to do, but it's worth doing.
Yeah.
And also, sorry, Joe, and also promoting yourself and promoting your book rather than them going on to Amazon and not seeing any information about the book. If you're promoting yourself on social media and telling people about the book, reading it, telling them about the characters, giving them an insight into the book, you're more likely for them to click on it and then go and buy it, whether it's got a review or not.
So did you sell any books at the conference you were just at, David, or were you just there to be a writer, guest, and panelist?
Yeah, I did a little bit of both. It was the first time that I went to this one in particular, and with just coming out of COVID, it was in England, and they're just in England, COVID is done. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. We're just getting back. We're just doing whatever it is we used to do. So, but it wasn't quite as well attended as it had been in the past, but it was still about 800 people or something there. So it was mainly as a panelist and doing some other stuff. But I did bring some books with me, and I sold maybe 3/4 of the ones that I took, and then I just, on the last panel that I was on, I just gave them away to whoever was there, because I live in Ireland and I was not bringing them back with me. They were staying. So it was one of those things. It was like I didn't want to. The first one I ever went to, which again was last year, and when COVID restrictions were a lot tighter in England, I brought more books with me and didn't sell quite as many as I thought I was going to. So I didn't want to make that same mistake again. I wanted to kind of just go as like me and kind of say, this is me, this is what I do, let's do a bit of networking, let's do a bit of this and this, and then see, because some of these conventions can be very conventions for writers to kind of have a chat and have a drink and that stuff, and some of them can be ones where readers are there. So I wanted to kind of just check it out first, but no, it was great though. I had loads of fun. It was like Karina was saying before, I met a lot of people and there was readers there, and it was great just to kind of chat to people and let people know about yourself and all that. And if there were any books sold, that was a bonus.
Okay. Well, I specifically asked that question for a reason, because if you ever run a table or you run any kind of, other e-commerce, one of the things that is very good about a table is the bundle theory, which, A.L. Mangle mentions a little bit in the chat here, and I'll pull all those up here in a second. But the idea is, you can buy one of my books for the price that it's listed at $12.99 or $10. Usually I sell them because who wants fucking change? So I usually sell them at $10. So There you go. I dropped the first F-bomb, AJ, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, that's not the bombs I'm worried about.
but so I said, but hey, look, if you buy both of the books, I'll give them to you for $2 for $15, right? So hey, there's the deal, right? I think the same mentality can be approached online as it can be in person, because but you just have to be able to sell the value of the first one. And that's the difference, right? Because you're there in person, you can sell them the value of the first one, and then it makes more sense to them to buy it in a bundle. So it's a lot harder because Amazon, spreads all that out and doesn't make it easy to find the one book versus the box set. They're going to pimp the box set because they know that's going to sell more. So, and especially if you're going to price it at 99 cents, hell, Amazon loves when you price things. Amazon is, really, as Ron will tell you, as his supreme leader, they really love it when you cater to them and lead them to the water so that they can make everybody drink it. So that's the mentality behind that, is that Amazon will promote you more if you do a 99-cent promotion versus if you're doing it for the price point that it should be listed at. But bundling it, I think, is the right approach. I think that ultimately that's where you're going to make the money. That's where everybody gets a deal, but you have to make people aware of that. And how Karina was mentioning, putting yourself out there and networking, and you mentioned, David, at this conference, networking, I think, is a big key to that aspect of it. And so you have to do them in conjunction, right? And as Ron breaks the fourth wall. But yeah, I mean, and this is the theory behind what AL was saying a little bit. Perhaps $12.99 to $14.99 depends on the cost of buying them individually. A box set should provide a discount as opposed to buying the books separately. They should be a higher value. And if Stuart said advice I had for the box set price was to price it slightly less than the sum of the total book prices. Box sets should be marketed to the already earned readers. They need to offer something more than just the book. That's a great approach, and and that's, everybody's agreeing with that. And then Maddie says she rebels to Amazon being the overlord. But yeah, so I mean, what does everybody think about that? I mean, in terms of, because look, one of the things that these sites do, really what they're meant to do, they don't tell you this because they want your money, but what they're really meant to do is to help you when you are doing these smaller, softer promotions for things in your backlisted catalog. This site would be beneficial for when you are like, you have a book that you've had out for 10 years and you decide, I want to get some traction on it. I'm going to put it out there for 99 cents and see how it goes. I also agree you should never put it for free. But the 99-cent thing is not a bad value if you have a backlisted that's not making any money anyway. And you're making money on the other things being priced at the full price. And also that also leads into, again, it's like we were saying, this is the appetizer, here's the meal, kind of idea. And so those are what these sites could really be beneficial for, but they won't tell you that. They're going to tell you make everything 99 cents and we'll promote it, and you'll get tons and tons, and you'll play the percentages and the money. But I will mention this. I know nobody here wants math, this especially Ron and I, who are on early in the morning, but 1,099-cent sales is not going to get you what you think it's going to get you versus 100 $5.99 sales. I mean, you're going to make more money on that idea,
Bingo.
So that's the difference here. So when you're playing with the house money, when you have a book that isn't making any money anyway, and you put it for 99 cents, and then you get the 1,099-cent sales, you've earned nothing. You've done it for nothing.
Well,
But
okay, I don't
there's a
quite agree
reason-
with that, because
Go on.
if you have other books and especially during the reader acquisition stage, you're trying to get people to buy your stuff, and hopefully they're going to read the rest in the series or read other books you've written. and that's how you make your money. So I mean, there is a philosophy to it. It isn't like you're just throwing it away, unless it's your only book, and then at 99 cents is a little tough. Sorry.
As I was going to say, the book that you're mentioning that's on the back list of the catalogue and give it for 99, why is it on the back list? There's a reason for it. Why can't you sell that for a normal price? Is it because the cover's crap? Is it because the blurb doesn't work? There's a reason for it. So work on that book and get it back up into that list without you discounting it down to 99 cents.
You want me to be quite honest? You want me to be quite honest with you? The reason why I would have anything backlisted is the reason why I'm always shocked at the idea of my channel getting hits on videos I made 4 years ago. I'm a better writer. I'm a better video producer, and I don't want people to see this.
Rewrite it.
But I'm not. No, why would I do shit over
Yeah, I wouldn't rewrite. You could do the cover, pick a different cover. Maybe that'll bring.
Well, that's what I said.
But
Joe's saying that it's badly written.
No. What I'm saying is I'm better now, so I'm trying to promote me now. You know,
Ron's holding his hands up, trying to keep this calm. But I have a book that I'm going to go and re-edit. That was one of my first books, and it is kind of backlisted. But finding the time with all the other creative ideas to go back and rework that old stuff, it's hard. So I mean, sometimes you have to also decide, is it worth it? People are still buying it on occasion, So.
See, and that was going to be my point, real quick. Sorry, AJ, but I didn't get to finish. But my point is that people are still watching those first shows 4 or 5 years ago and finding them. They're finding them for a reason, because they want to see it and they want to see the progression, and they don't shit on me for it, right? I shit on me for it, but they don't shit on me. They actually watch something else because they watched that first video. So there is value in those in finding that gold that you have to mine for it, but because I make it difficult for you to find it. But apparently I don't make it difficult enough, because people still find it.
Yes, people still do find it, Joe.
They find the cringe. They're drawn to the cringe. My first book that I published is backlisted for a reason, not because it's bad, not because the cover was bad. It was a different genre than I ended up branching out into. The first book I wrote was a supernatural thriller, really dark, really graphic. People loved it, but it didn't get a lot of big sales. And I write paranormal romance and sci-fi, and I don't write that genre anymore. So it's not anything that's going to necessarily pull in the readers that I'm looking for. I'm looking for readers who want the genre that I'm writing, not who like this genre and they're like, well, maybe I'll read something else that you wrote since I like that one. I don't know. Yeah,
the click-through thing is a great model, but this is again where it comes, as a few people have mentioned, about networking and getting advice. If you're a new enough author, because I still think of myself as quite a new author. I have a book in 2 different series that I have, so I have 2 books and I have sequels to both coming out pretty soon. So I'm kind of thinking about all this kind of stuff, and I did do a few 99-cent sales early on both of them, and like people have said in the comments and the thing, you make very, very little money on it, and it didn't really make any sense until I had the pre-order for the second book in the series up, where people were then clicking through and pre-ordering that at full price or what have you, because all I was doing was just losing money basically every single time I was selling a book on a 99-cent sale. And that was because I didn't really have the advice. I hadn't really done a lot of kind of networking and talking to other authors and saying, well, how would you approach this? So I think it's unless you're very, very, you have a load of books ready to go out and you're going to do a quick release, and you have the pre-orders up and you can concentrate on that click-through model. If you're doing it the other way, where it's a year or so in between books, I think that first book, it's all about cementing that one and getting as many sales and as many readers as possible before you start doing these discounted sales on them to free or 99-cent, because you might get some readers you might get some sales from it, but a lot of time people that are picking up, especially when you put them for free, they just disappear into people's Kindle libraries and they never read them, and you're never going to get reviews out of them, right? Unless it's something that really captures their imagination. It just goes onto the pile because you're giving it away for free essentially. So it's, what is the value to the reader? Why would they just go, well, I'm just going to get this, click it and put it into my file. I'll get to it at some point. That's not going to help you as a new writer.
Or you're like me, who reads a lot of books to do reviews and things like that for, and I have every single person's first book here, by the way. Everybody that's on this panel, I have your first book in my Kindle right now, but it keeps going further down the list because I'm bumping up the new releases to get those out, and because people are releasing stuff at rapid rates. Hey, people stop making books.
Abnormal was second in line how many months ago?
Yeah. Right.
And that's part of it too. Yeah. If you make a relationship with the reader and they buy your book, no matter the price, like they're going to remember, hey, I met this author, this person made an impact on me. They're going to want to pull your book up first. So, because that's the thing, like I have pretty much like all of y'all's books ahead of like other books I want to read. And it just keeps like pushing. Like books, like book of the month kind of stuff. I have a book of the month, but like I have a stack of them that are just not read because I've been reading all these indie books. So
one thing I will say good about Amazon, and I don't normally say anything good about Amazon, is that anyone who has bought your book in the past, they will actually send you an email and say, oh, did you know Karina Ganter's got a new book out? I think that's wicked. And when you see them also saying, oh, did you know, we know your taste, so you might actually like this book, and it's your own book that they're promoted. So that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Also, they will tell you if you bought the book and it's updated, because I was just going to mention, this is how long I've known Karina Cantus. I've had Road Rage in my Kindle since it came out, probably pretty close to the time it came out. And I just got it re-updated because she just rewrote it. And so, I mean, and Amazon actually did that for free. I didn't have to pay for that. And so, which is nice, but now it's going to go to the second time you rewrite it. And then I'll finally read it at that point.
No,
I agree with
I'm not touching it. Not touching it. It's ready.
I agree with Joe. Amazon is the best.
Oh, God. Ron,
that's
you
not
were my
what
best
I said
friend
at all.
One day. You were my best friend.
It's
Ron.
not. Oh.
Ooh, that was a very good comment.
Yeah.
It cheapens the work. Yeah. And I don't want to sell cheap stuff. Cheap stuff, you automatically think it's going to break quickly or like it's not going to hold up. So the more pricey stuff, you're like, oh, this is worth it. And I mean,
come on,
like,
we've been working on these books for years,
yes!
you know?
And we put
so
blood,
much sweat and tears. We deserve to get paid for what they're
and
worth.
Sarah J. Maas can sell a book, an ebook for like $20. Okay, like come on. Some of it I've read writers, and I mean I love her books, I'm not gonna lie, but I've come across indie authors that have better books than hers. So
I think there's only one time where the free model really works, and that's if you are writing something for it to be at that price point, and that you have that back catalog where it's like, well, this is going to get me sales on my other things, and that's like if it's a series. So you get a lot of people, particularly in indie fantasy, where they will like have a series already out, books 1 to 4 or whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's fantasy, so it could be, who knows the number. Let's say Jim Butcher's up 20 or something at the moment. But what they'll do is a lot of times they'll come out with something that's like 10,000 words, 12,000 words, 15,000 words, and they'll call it like 0.5 of this series, and it will just be written mainly as something that is going to be like a teaser or a taster, and it's just designed for people to capture people and try and get click-throughs for the other work. And people have made that work for them, but it is one of those things where it's like it's something what you have just gone, this is what this is for, and it's not something that I've put like years into or anything like that. It's literally something that you're like, I'm going to spend a few weeks on this just to do it, just so I've got it there on the thing. Or sometimes that thing, I'm doing it with my series at the moment, my Epic Fantasy, and what it was actually the original prologue to the second book, and it didn't quite work as the prologue for that book when I finished it, so I wrote a different prologue and then moved that as the first chapter, and then I was like, it doesn't quite work as the first chapter either, so I was like, you know what? It's quite a big. It's like 10,000 words. It was a big chapter, and it was set before the first book anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to take it out and use it as one of these things because it's written.
This is such a writer conversation, right? We're all just laughing and shaking our heads. But
Yeah.
I wanted.
So I was looking at it, and it was like it's actually quite good, but it just doesn't fit in this at all. Right? And so, but it's not something that I worked on specifically for it. You know what I mean? It's not something that I put. You know, I'm not gonna. So I'm quite happy to do that as like, you know, a reader magnet, or put it on Amazon as a free or 99 cent or all this kind of stuff, because it was something that I was working on already that I've taken out of the main book, and you know, if that gets people to click through to the rest of the series, then that's great.
Yeah, I in between his benevolent worshiping, Mr. Ron Lahr actually made a very astute point that I wanted to bring up, and you just brought it up too, David, is the reader magnet idea of it, right? So instead of putting it out on this promotion site, paying this promotion site $25 or whatever they charge, I don't know what they charge. They probably charge more than that because they're in the business of making money. So they charge you to put it out there. Why not build your newsletter the organic way and put it out there for the people that really, you know, are going to be your reader base? And instead of putting it out to bots and people who are just going to take it and pirate it, right? So if you do have a free approach, that might be the better approach to it, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Ron.
Ron. Which
Our
I use reader
followers of
magnets
Amazon called primers
a lot through Story Origin, because Story Origin kind of sets you up really good. Like, I feel like Story Origin sets you up for success if you use it, because you have reader magnets, you have universal buy links and everything, and you can share them in newsletters. It sets you up for swaps and everything, and that is like one of the best ways I feel like I've grown organically using a lot of their stuff. And they even have I've really been using their beta stuff lately, since I'm working on edits for Blue Flames. And I've had quite a few people come from my newsletter to read over my new manuscript. And I know I could probably call on them after it's done to read the art copy and do the reviews. Because, I mean, the newsletter you have, that is like your own thing. So it's very important, I feel like. And it's a great way to really get your stuff out there.
Story Origin is amazing,
it.
It is the platform.
I have something along those lines I want to touch, but I want to touch after we take our little break here. So, but here's a question that was put out in the chat that I wanted to throw at everybody right now, which is: does it work against you to publish in different genres? Is it more marketable to solely write in one genre? I guess is what I'm asking.
No, I work. I've got 14 books. I write in nearly every single fiction genre there is out there. I even make my own up, and it doesn't make a difference for me whether I'm doing a box set of 4 books of one genre or a single book of one genre.
I mean, if you want to cheat the system and do like the genres that have low amount of books in the thing, like, or something in like nonfiction for your fiction book, you can get like bestseller and stuff easier, but I don't recommend that.
No. It was after I had said that I had taken my one book to a magnet because of it not being in the same genre as I'm writing now. But that's not saying, I wasn't trying to say that writing in different genres is bad. I was trying to say that genre is not one I write in really at all right now.
Yeah.
And it's a pass for me. You can I'll let you read it because it's still a good book, but I'm not trying to make money off of that book, and I'm not trying to get people who read that genre to buy my other books. So it's not a cross-genre kind of area. I think is what I'm saying. What I was trying to say is that there's not a lot of crossover between that book and the books I'm currently writing, the books that are currently out right now. So I think that was where that kind of came from.
Yeah, I think that the discussion of are we alienating our audience because we write in a certain genre, we've built an audience in that genre, has become more passé because there's so many multi-genre authors now. Everybody wants to touch on something different from time to time, and it's surprisingly what happens is the people that you thought wouldn't be into it actually are more into it because they're seeing a different side of you that they kind of gravitate toward.
Yeah, I think as well, as speculative fiction writers, which we all are, I think speculative fiction readers are more likely to go out and read different types of genre than people that sort of read only kind of crime thrillers would go and read something that's speculative fiction. And I think that's because a lot of speculative fiction has different genres buried into it. You can read a fantasy that is actually a western that is fantasy. You can read one that is a war, a historical battle book essentially, but it's fantasy. Whereas people that don't read that type of thing wouldn't come into it as much because they'd be like, this isn't for me. But our people, which we are, and our readers, if you decide that you go, I'm going to go and write a sci-fi book or something like that, if they like your writing, they'll go across to that because it's like, this is something that I read from someone else and I'm comfortable with.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Awesome. There is a couple. Here's A.L. Mango saying, I write supernatural thrillers and science fiction, but my sci-fi is more supernatural in nature, so I have a crossover readers. I remember when J.K. Rowling went from Harry Potter to Casual Vacancy. I think that was the one. And when the Twilight Lady wrote The Host, they weren't well received by fans. And, yeah, I mean, that has to do more with the person writing. I think they got exposed for the way they write more than what the genre was, okay, that's a conversation that's going on in the chat that I won't bring up. But yeah. So I mean, ultimately, do you see yourself ever really caring about these kind of sites? Do they matter to you at all? I mean,
not anymore.
Not anymore. I used them before, like just when I was getting started, and now I'm like, no, because it's a waste of time, a waste of money. I mean, well, not so much waste of time, like it gets your stuff out there, but you make nothing back off of it. You spend more setting it up and paying for it to be done than what you get off of it.
Yeah, I think you can with stuff like Story Origin and Book Funnel with newsletter swaps, you can essentially just do the same thing on your own without doing this sort of thing. With a lot of these promotion sites, you get buried with all the other stuff, right? And when you're doing, if you have a good newsletter and you have a good network of newsletter people, and you do these swaps on this, or you go on that kind of thing, you're getting a bigger audience and you're getting a more targeted audience with people that are the readers that you want. And it's essentially not costing you any more than what it usually would do to do your newsletter in the first place. So it's one of those things. I think it's, in a way, I mean, I don't want to be like a big sweeping statement and say that they're all quite predatory, but I think quite a lot of them are quite predatory to new writers. And they're just like, come and join us, give us your $200, $250, $300, whatever, and you'll make nothing from this whatsoever.
Come over to the dark side and give us your money.
Right. Yeah.
No cookies. Just come. Give us your money.
I think that was the opening you've been waiting for, Karina. I'm surprised you're not jumping on it.
Well, no, you said you wanted to do a break, so I was waiting until you come back.
All right.
He's trying to be polite.
I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. She knows. So that's awesome.
She's timing it just right.
With that being said, yes, it is time for us to take a little break. Not you all out there. Stay with us because we have a very awesome treat for you. I tasked the folks at the Indie Mayhem show, which is this gentleman here, and then Miss Madeline Dale, who hosts the after show. And I asked to give us a little taste of why they think this show is so awesome and why we need to laugh even more. So that being said, here's a little taste of the game show that we produce every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then immediately following that at 8:40 Eastern is Talking Indie Mayhem, which is the talk show, and we'll talk more about that at the end of this. But enjoy a little taste from us for a little mayhem.
In a world with too much hatred and too little laughter comes Indie Mayhem.
What should we name this project? Sorry. I think I'm so fucking funny.
It's true, he does.
It's so true.
Here is just a sample of what our lives could be like.
What is a better ending to the saying, a fool and his money?
Do we have to do the book thing?
Yeah, Francis?
If you want to answer.
I was lightning. I figured it was fast. I figured we'd have to say, okay.
And people don't even know that we did the training, but we really did do training.
These people are trained to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I would say
yeah, no, not well enough, apparently. Yes.
Right, I think Francis was up there first. What have you got for us?
Yes. A fool's money is stupid and wealthy.
All right. Anybody got anything better? Charity.
A fool and his money can meet me at the bar.
I like it. I like it.
It was very mercenary, but also a little dirty.
Yep. Yep. All right. If your breath could smell like that of any famous person's, who would you choose?
Do we get to do a sniff test?
Well, Hugh Jackman. I mean, you get that smell of muscles and sweat and sexiness. I mean, so I've heard.
All right. Excellent. We'll take your word for it.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. So you want your breath to smell like that? So when somebody is coming in close, say perhaps for a kiss, you're like, oh, muscles and sweat. That smells great. I want to kiss this guy. I just want to understand. We're going to edit all this out. But for me personally,
well, you see,
are you single right now? Because that's what I'm feeling.
Surprisingly not.
Wow. All right, you tricked me.
Join us in our quest to save the world, one laugh at a time.
An original Go Indie Now and Cloud production.
Yes. Indie Mayhem. This Tuesday, everybody, you can watch that exact episode and some of its hilarity and frivolity and fun. And you want to say anything about this, Ron? Because this is your baby. So,
well, I think it's awesome. Everybody should watch. This upcoming episode is the best one yet. I think. It's Robin and I, or RJ and I, are definitely becoming more comfortable learning how to do a better job and having a great time. And so please watch this Tuesday.
A ton of great clips on this one coming from this episode too. So,
well, and that's an interesting thing is we film, 45 to 60 minutes and cut it down to 30 minutes. And this one was the toughest one to cut down because there was so much stuff that made me laugh during the editing process. And so it was our greatest challenge yet in that regard.
Yeah. Freak on freak action.
All right.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, nor do I. But,
there's a clip you guys are going to love. That's just all I'm going to say. It'll make sense. You guys make sure you tune into the show.
So there you go. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Tuesday night. That's when it premieres. And then you can watch it anytime after that if you'd like. If you can't be there at 8 p.m., we understand. But, we don't really understand. But just be there if you can. And Indie Mayhem episode 6. And then right afterwards, like we said, Talking Indie Mayhem, Madeline will have all of the winners and the losers. It's the only place where the losers get a say because I don't do that on my blog. I only have winners on my blog. So that's what happens. And then you get to also give Ron and RJ shit about the way they score the game when you join us for Talking Mayhem, which is live. It's a live show immediately after. So
It's a lot of fun.
Not what the show is for. Don't do
That is
that.
exactly what the show is for. So.
I can't wait.
Yes, it is. And they can totally harp on the questions too. Although I'm still waiting for some animal noise questions to come back up in those. So
we're saving them for the second round.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so you know what, Karina? I'll just give you the floor. You take it and give us some insight, because we've been waiting. I think we've made the audience wait long enough.
Okay, so before I begin, and I'll be really, really quick because it will take too long to go through everything. Everything that I say now is on the site, and you can read it yourself. I'm not putting words out there. I'm not saying anything that they haven't said themselves. Okay, so according to the article, Crave Books is the internet's leading book marketing and promotion platform, and that Whizbuzz Books is the leading provider of long-term social media promotion and marketing services. Crave Books states that it is the best ebook marketing platform for authors in 2022. I wonder where they got that title from. The first thing I want to say is that if you click on their podcast, they have their own podcast. It takes you to a page where it will tell you it's a 30-minute chat. Fill in this form and pay us $99. Then if you want to hire author services, they have a big range of author services. I clicked on editorial assistant, which I thought was to help with editing. It's actually, in fact, to do with marketing and social media. And I clicked on a random name, and they're charging $16 to $19 an hour. They have no qualifications. They have no projects. And the same goes on with cover designers. They're professional designers, and they're charging $200 per book design. They have no samples for you to see. Scroll down to the bottom of the site for book trailers. You have the deluxe special effects, 60 seconds, only $269. And if you want it with no effects, it'll only cost you $169. The premiere with special effects is a must, $439 only for 45 seconds. I mean, that's amazing. And when I clicked on look for a sample, I'm thinking, oh, these must be absolutely amazing book trailers. When I clicked on look for a sample, there was no video playing. Can I just mention that I do book trailers, that I'm an award-winning filmmaker of book trailers, and I charge $45 plus with special effects, sound effects, video, pictures, music. Okay, next. Whizbook Books. They have a really good price for a year's promotion for only $49. And they offer so much with that, which is brilliant. They say they'll promote on their Facebook, their Tumblr, their Pinterest, WordPress, LinkedIn, and they will feature you on many, many different pages on their website. They even have the statistics for you to go and check, which I did. They have 5 Twitter accounts, which up to 259K, which is a fantastic amount of followers in 5 different accounts. Apart from if you know how Twitter works, zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, say no more. Their Facebook page, and they've been going since, I think they said 2009. Their Facebook page has 3K followers. I have 3K on my author page. Pinterest, they have 201 followers. LinkedIn, they have 127 followers. Tumblr, there was no followers. Posts were on there. It didn't say how many followers, but there was not one comment or one like on all the posts on their Tumblr page. WordPress, they have a free website with WordPress. It claims to have 632,702K followers on social media. It even has a Google Analytics image. If you check that, it's from 2017. And it has no identification of where that analytics graphic came from. The last thing to mention is I went to another one today. I found it. And remember, again, this is all public. All of this is on their site. It's called Stressfreebookmarketing.com. This is just for marketing. $2,700 to $5,000 for a marketing plan. Oh, and they also publish. And if you want to self-publish with them for a 40-page book, it's only $1,300, and you don't get a cover. That's fantastic. 200 pages, 50,000 words, $2,100. And for a 1,000-worded book, $2,900. And this is what they call a self-published book. They are not a publisher. And they have add-ons. If you want a cover design done, you can buy that extra. That's what I have for you. I hope readers and authors alike are taking note, because this is just 3 places in a nest of vipers. We called them Vanity Press, and now we have the Vanity Marketing and Promotion sites.
All right. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Thank you.
Yeah, hard to argue with that.
Here you go, your majesty.
It's yeah, I mean, it's all on there. I haven't said anything that anybody can go on that site and see those numbers, see exactly what I've just read out.
A writer should never, ever, ever, ever pay to become an author. Yes.
Agreed.
That is the good. That is another good mic drop right there. But so yeah, I mean, I even forgot what I was going to talk about after the break. So you know, I think we should leave it there. And you know, any of those sites ran by Jeff Bezos, all of them, they all funnel into Amazon. That's part of their charm.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Oh, they did. They did. Crave Books and Wasbook Books also is partnership with Arabella Publishing, who is at the moment inquiring to get workers for their site. Everything from publishing to marketing. They have nobody. They're hiring everyone. And if you look in their FAQ part. If you look in the FAQ part, it actually states that you're signing a contract to say you are doing 2 stories or books per month of 15,000 words or more. You have no copyrights and you get no royalties. You are paid as a ghostwriter. And this is Arabella Publishing, that's with Wasbooks and with Crave Books, and who are Crave Books and Wasbooks Books are both approved by the Alliance of Independent Authors.
There you go. All right. Well, I think we really this was a really incredible conversation. I think we covered a lot of good stuff here and got what I wanted out of it. So that being said, let's go around the room and tell everybody where they can find you so that they can get your books at the right price. So, Madeline, you want to start us off?
Yes. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe while you're here.
Or the bucket.
Yeah. It's been a morning for me. Soccer games have my brain scrambled. You can find all my work here. I am published widely. I also host a YouTube channel where I interview authors. A lot of these authors that on this show today have been on there, and we chat about books. And obviously you saw that I host a show on Tuesdays, so make sure you drop in and say hi. And yeah, just hop on my website, check out all my books, check out where I'm at on social media. I've got stuff everywhere, including TikTok. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, Karina.
Well, you can get all of my socials, all of my book links, and anywhere that I have presence online at my Linktree, which is Linktree stroke Karina Gantus, all small letters. I am a podcaster, so check out Behind the Pen. Check out all my books. You will find them everywhere online. And I hope to see you again soon.
All right, Ron?
Hi, go to my website, watch Cataldi.com, watch Indie Mayhem, buy my shit. There you
Watch
go.
Cathaldi too while you're at it, because it's going to be a TV show at some point in life.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right, David?
Yeah, my website is www.davidgreenwriter.com, and you can get all my social medias and everything there. I have like Maddie, I have a YouTube channel called The Worlds of David Green, where I do some things and interview authors. Ron and Maddie have been on there, and everyone else is welcome at some point. And I am also the webmaster for onlyron.com, so please check that out. The internet's original like bucket himself. Once you've seen Only Ron, there is no going back.
There is no going back. Like, there's no going back now that you're here at Going to Now, too, because you found us. Congratulations. And why not explore what we do? We have a lot of great other shows out there. If you missed Friday night, last Friday, Miss Anita Stewart and I got together and did a Joe and Friends Got Twitchy, and we attack social media pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoy that and check that out, because it was a lot of fun. It was a really great hour of conversation, and that's available on our site right now, as is the past Indie Mayhem. So if you want to catch up before Tuesday, the entire first season is there. Talking Mayhem is there. It's all in one little playlist on our website, so you can go check that out as well. And check out all the shows that we're doing and everything that we've got going on. And like Maddie said, hit that like bucket and smash it. Smash the bucket when so that it becomes a button, and then you can click on the button. And do all those wonderful things that we do. And we'll be back every Sunday and beyond. You'll never get rid of us. We're like that rash. But that being said, in a terrible way to segue into somebody who is really doing an amazing thing for us today, and we're going to spend the last 5 minutes being tantalized by irresistible monstrosities, and the one, the only, Miss AJ Mullican. It is yours. Take it away, my friend.
I'm back like a bad rash. All right. I am here to read from you a little bit for Irresistible Monstrosities. I'm going to read a selection that one of my ARC readers actually suggested for me. So this is kind of from the middle of the book. It's not the front. There's no spoilers, though. This is either going to go really, really well, or it's going to be hilarious. So when I finally calmed down a bit, I step out shivering. I'd grabbed a t-shirt of Corey's and some of Winston's boxers to put on after, but I froze myself so bad I need something heavier. I wrapped myself in a towel and head down the hall to Winston's room in search of a sweatshirt or something. I'm bent over in his closet when a pair of hands start rubbing my ass through the towel. I really hope that's one of you guys, because if it's not, I'm going to be pissed. A low, gravelly chuckle sends a thrill up my spine as Winston's hand moves around and up, gliding up my stomach to grab my breast. The towel falls to the ground, and I shiver in the sudden chill. Don't worry, killer. I'll warm you up. He moves closer, crowding me, and I let out a whimper when I feel the tip of his cock pressed against me. I always do this for Emerson, That damned cold-blooded dragon is always flying too high for too long and getting himself hypothermic. How can he have anything left so soon after last night? Winston leans down, flush with my back, and murmurs in my ear, "Here's what we're going to do, Keller. I'm going to slide inside your tight, wet little pussy. You're going to clamp down on my cock, and we're going to fuck right here in the closet until I've decided you've had enough." The sudden, commanding attitude from Wynn, with him taking charge, is so different from last night. At least, it's not like he was with me, more like with M. It's like he's got his confidence back. Now I see who trained Emerson so well. Do you understand me, Keller? The hand on my breast squeezes it hard, tweaking the nipple. I gasp and nod, but it seems that's not good enough. I said, do you understand? Yes, Winston. He moves his hand up, clutching my throat with careful control. I've seen this man bust free from steel manacles, so I know he could easily crush my windpipe. The fact that he's not causing any pain speaks to his restraint. What was that? Remembering last night, I clear my throat. Yes, sir. The hand on my ass strokes it gently before giving me a shocking slap. Good girl. There it is again, that little bit of kinky praise that has my pussy wet and throbbing. Stand up, Keller. I straighten slowly, and Winston's hand behind me squeezes, spreading my cheeks. He pulls back from me a bit, and a low, rumbling growl from him has me soaking wet. Your pussy is so fucking sexy. Pink and glistening and absolutely perfect. You're already so fucking wet for me. He drags 2 fingers through my folds, then I hear a soft sucking sound. So delicious. Do you know how delicious you are, Keller? Dear God, if you use my name like that much more, I'm going to lose it. I nod, then remember the rules. Yes, sir. Oh, he snuggles close again. That's so hot. Tell me, Keller, do you taste the goods? Do you finger your sopping wet pussy while thinking of us, then suck it all off after you come? I'm not going to lie. He could ask me almost anything right now, and if I thought it would please him, I'd agree. Yes, sir. One of these days, Keller, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to watch you make yourself come, and then I'm going to watch you lick your fingers clean. And if my quiet read-through of this in the living room earlier was any indication, that means my 5 minutes are about up. Time to clean up and click that pre-order link, and of course, as always, it's time to go indie now.